wanted to ask you about these chats between French President Macron and Anthony Albanese. Now, our Prime Minister still can't get to talk to Donald Trump, but Macron seems to pick up the phone whenever he calls, and he's also spoken to Palestinian leaders. We are going to join the chorus of recognising Palestine, I gather, but what exactly are we recognising?
Well, Steve, that's a $64 million question. I mean, this is really low-grade stuff from the Albanese government. They are not making any contribution to the Middle East at all. This is all about gesture and performative politics for their base in Australia and for managing the politics of the left in Australia and for getting some brownie points with the ABC. To recognise a Palestinian state when no Palestinian state exists, to recognise a Palestinian state without substantial negotiation with Israel, to recognise a Palestinian state as a direct result of the barbaric, unbelievable, epoch-marking, savage terrorism of October 7 is just futile and counterproductive. Now, I'm quite critical of Israel's conduct in Gaza in the last few months. I think it's been futile and Israel is losing a great deal internationally and it's encompassing a humanitarian tragedy in Gaza. But this does nothing to address the humanitarian tragedy in Gaza and it makes no useful contribution. It's a great reward for Hamas. Hamas can look at every moderate in the Palestinian territory and say, look what you got. You got nothing. We went and killed 1,200 Jews and look, the world has rewarded us with formal recognition of a Palestinian state. That's what the Albanese government is signing up for in this instance.
And who would the leader be of this Palestinian state?
Well, there is no leader, Steve. Nothing will happen. You know, the Soviet bloc recognised a Palestinian state decades ago, and it didn't lead to the establishment of a Palestinian state. Canberra recognising a Palestinian state today, tomorrow, or in 6 months' time won't lead to the establishment of a Palestinian state. Moreover, the Prime Minister, in a spasm of common sense a couple of weeks ago, said there would be some conditions on it, such as that Hamas would have no role, that it couldn't be a threat to Israel and so on. Well, if those conditions are met, that's great. But if those conditions are not met, the Albanese government says it's still going to recognise a Palestinian state anyway, because it says it's when, not if, and it's obviously doing it in concert with these other nations. Now, those conditions won't be met. The terrorist groups will still be attacking Israel. There won't be an eradication of Hamas and all the rest of it. There won't be democratic reform in the Palestinian Authority and all the rest. You can just bank on that. But that won't cause our government to pause for a single second, because this is all about gesture politics and the management of the left in Marrickville and Glebe and, Richmond and what have you. It's got nothing at all to do with making any positive contribution in the Middle East, and it is morally vacuous.
Well said, Greg, 100%. Thanks for joining us. I'll talk to you again soon. That's Greg Sheridan there, the foreign editor with the Australian